Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I was expecting a few more people, but we'll get the recording going. Because it is a webinar, I have everyone in what's called mute mode. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those throughout the webinar. Just type into the questions area on your GoToWebinar control panel. And your first task is to let me know that you can hear me okay and see my screen, and we'll go ahead and get started. So if you could type that into your questions area and let me know, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm just going to wait a second or two longer, but if someone could let me know that you see my screen, it's on the trade only login, as well as that you can hear me okay, I'll go ahead and get started. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll be looking to see if there's any problems with the audio as we go. I just want to make sure I'm showing my screen. Okay. Great. So what you see in front of you is the Vision system. This is the URL that you'll go to get to the Vision login page. So it's usa.tradeonly.com/vision. And then what you'll be entering in is your email address and password that was provided for you. So I'll put that in here. And this will log in to the Vision system. And the Vision system, again, is your order management. It's also product research and CRM. So you've got quite a bit in your Vision system that you can use to run your business. Today we're going to be spending time up here in this projects drop down, and this is the projects area within the Vision system. Anything to do with the order management cycle is going to be held in this area. And when I talk about order management cycle, I talk about the process of a customer contacting you, you putting together either a presentation or a quote for them, maybe converting that quote to a sales order, and then ultimately raising your purchase orders out of the system, and then invoicing the customer. So all those things that are involved in that order cycle really are held within the project on the Vision system. So we start with creating a project for anything that you would do on your Vision system. For instance, if I come into projects, I can look at overview, and this is going to give me a list of all the projects that I currently have on the system. And we talk about projects that are created by yourself, whether you come in here and manually open up a project, or a project that's been created by a web inquiry or web order. So projects that are created by a web inquiry or web order are going to have a subject that references the site that they're being imported in from. So you would see that in that subject area. Another way to take a look at just those projects that are coming in from your website is to click on Web Inquiries Only, and that's going to show you any of those orders that are coming in from the web. They open a project, of course, and the projects are listed here. So you can click on that button and immediately come in and see and deal with projects that have been opened by someone going onto your website. If I click on a project and I click on the blue number, it will actually open up the project detail area. And within the project, you have several things. You have the ability to create presentations and quotes. You have sales orders, which is the actual order acknowledgement. You have purchase orders, invoices. You also have an activity log where you can see the various activities, whether it be an email or whether it be a conversation, phone call, or meeting. You can see any activity that you've had with that customer regarding that project. So that's pulled into that tab. And finally, you have a filing system within your vision system, a documentation area where you can bring in notes and files, and you can actually upload documents for the project that you're working on. You could have numerous Excel documents, PDF, vector artwork, anything that pertains to this project can be uploaded to the project and held within the project area. So once you open a project, you can see the project overview or the project detail. Now, any of the web orders that we talked about a little bit earlier, if you open those up by clicking on that project number, you can come up and you can click on Edit. And the reason why I click and I try to get to this Edit Project area is because every time a web order or web inquiry comes in and a project's created, you have this running number in this pink bubble, and you need to acknowledge those projects and those orders and inquiries. So to do that, you're going to go in and you're going to open that project up, edit it, and just check Acknowledge Website Order. And when you do that, and I save, you'll see that pink bubble and the number in it go down. So it means that you're acknowledging now you're going to do something to process that order or inquiry. So it takes it out of the number in that pink bubble. And as I mentioned, a project's created with every inquiry or order, and you can see I have 211 projects coming in from the web order, but they're divided into different areas. 40 are presentations, 16 are quotes, and 155 are sales orders. So if it's an inquiry, it's going to come into a presentation or a quote. If it's an actual order off the website, it's going to come in as a sales order. Regardless, it will open that project. And the projects, again, are found into the overview area. Now, if you are creating a new project, you're going to come up here to Project, New Project. And this is if you have a customer that's coming to you and they're asking for you to maybe quote them a couple, items such as mugs or some polo shirts for an event they're having. You're going to come over here to Projects and you're going to go into New Project. At this time, you're going to give it a subject. You're going to make sure it has a status, and new project status is a great status because we're just starting the project. The target date is going to be the in-hand date that you're going to need the goods by. So the date of the event maybe. You can designate that date. And then you're going to select the customer in which this project is for. So if we do Anaheim Hills Little League, I can select that customer and I can be the sales rep on that. And if I hit next and I go ahead, I have some options as what I want to do. So if I want to create a presentation or a quote or an order, I would then go ahead with what I wanted to do. If I want to create a sales order, I just click on Create a Sales Order. And that will allow me to build my sales order and put product on that. So I'll put something on it just so we can save that within the project we created. So I'll do a mug and this hat, and we'll add it to our current sales order. So you've got the two products on the sales order. And we have some webinars that talk about how to create sales orders and process sales orders and purchase orders. So I'm not going to get too far into the creation of a sales order. But I did put some products on here so that we have something established here. We're going to want to select that in-hand date again. And we're also going to want to select a shipping date as well. And the reason why that becomes so important is from the sales order, your purchase orders are created. And we want to make sure that the vendor, supplier providing those products knows when they need to have it shipped. So that's one of those mandatory fields before saving and closing a sales order. So you can see that we opened up this new project under Projects, New Project. We were able to designate some project information that you see up at the top, and then it opened up the project, and depending upon what we want to do, we populated a sales order. So it says one sales order, and it has the mug and the cap that I selected. And then we can just simply move this order through, raise the purchase orders, and invoice the customer. What I can do also is upload a file if I want. I could add a document, and I could say this is a proof. And I can bring that document in there. So we have the document path, we have the document saved within the project, and then we can go ahead and save the details. Once projects are created, as I mentioned, they're going to drop into this projects overview area. And you can see all your projects. Now, what's really nice about the system is I showed you how to narrow down projects by looking at the web inquiries and checking this box. But you can also sort projects by where they are in the status of the order. So if we hit, we can take a look at all those that are in new order status. We can go ahead and search that, and we can see all those that are new order. We could also see those by customer, so that are in new order status by Anaheim Hills Little League. So now we can see those that are in new order status for the customer Anaheim Hills Little League. So you can sort here in this project's overview. When an order has actually been invoiced, so if we come in and we look at invoiced orders, I can see those that are invoiced. Once an order has been processed, the goods have been shipped, you have invoiced the customer, and you want to close the order, you simply select the order by highlighting it in blue, and you say complete selected. The button down at the bottom, you click on that, and you can complete that project. The project will then fall off your project's overview area. And if you want to view completed projects at a later time, you can come up here to this box up in the top right, check the view completed projects, and then you can have the history of some of those projects you've completed. Now you do have the ability to delete projects. It will only let you delete projects where there is not a sales invoice in the project. Once an invoice has been created and sent to the customer, it is an official document, and it won't let you just delete that record. So just to let you know, to delete a project, you just go back into Project Overview and highlight the project, and then simply delete that project. Oh, it contains documents. So it will give you an error if it does contain documents that will not let you delete it. So that's kind of explaining projects. One of the other things about projects that you have available to you is the ability to analyze a project. So if I come up and I take a look at something maybe that's been invoiced, that's been all the way through, and we grab maybe this invoiced one right here, and we open it up by clicking on the project number, I can view details, and that allows me to view and analyze this project. So if I click on view details, it shows me the sales order total, the purchase orders, expected profit, expected gross margin, breaks it down by product, so you can kind of see a complete analysis of that specific project. So it's a nice way of just extracting some data per project. And there is a report that shows this as well. Okay. I can take some questions at this time if you have any questions regarding projects. I know that we have another webinar coming up, and that will be talking a little bit more about sales orders and processing quotes and sales orders. So I do invite you to attend that. And if you don't have any questions, thank you for attending and hope to see you on many more webinars. I wish you much success with your vision system.